Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello. Hold on. Let me. Let me do this right. Hold on. Where is it? Where the fuck is it?
Far near the bottom. Just over the souls.
Oh, over there. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, no, we don't have hello.
Very good.
Welcome to the Dark Souls finale.
Probably.
Probably. Most likely. Last time we entered the DLC, fought a chimera real quick onto it, and then we fought Flippy Tippy Man right over here.
You fought Guts from Berserk. Just Guts from Berserk.
Do you like anime? We really like anime, and we're never gonna stop injecting more anime into this shit.
We fought Antonius on the Abyss Walker.
Good old Antonio.
We will give you copious amounts of Guts for adjacent characters in these games.
Which is one of the current posts of the day. Fix was mentioning that Artorius' pose on the Prepare to Die edition is very much just a blatant Berserk reference onto that. Add another one to the pile on that. And then we started walking into the abyss and then made a quick detour to watch a blind man to snipe a dragon out of the sky. And then we kicked his dragon's ass by going for his Nico kneecaps at that point, so...
You discovered how to fight every dragon boss in the series.
Yeah, every oversized boss you learned how to fight right now.
So, yeah, I will say, I think the biggest thing is, I mentioned last stream that, I was... Oh, kindle the buffer. Okay, thanks.
Someone kindled.
I was mentioning last time, it was kind of hard for me to tell for a lot of the second half of the game if it was like necessarily the game was just getting easier or I was too strong or what. I don't know exactly. Like, it'd be hard to tell on a first playthrough. This DLC blatantly told me, yeah, no, it's the design of the game. To that point, it was just not up to stuff I'll do.
We had time to cook here.
Because this DLC is right back to kicking my ass again and feeling just like the first half of the game onto it. So I've been very much enjoying it so far. But for post of the day, real quick, I am going to give it to just an interaction that was in our current stream channel between Sonic, Brandon, and I onto it when we were talking about like what would I name myself for the upcoming playthroughs. It's like, I have a name in mind for Bloodborne that I'm messing around with. And, you know, Sonic was saying, I think the DS2 and 3 protagonists are different people. And I say, it will probably be like Submedulla, the second or third onto that. Yes. And then Sonic just replied, wait, Submedulla had kids onto that? What?
Submedulla fucks?
Yes, this thing right here. I mean, well, hey!
I want to remind you, this. If this
thing
you gotta get up next to a wall. Get close to a wall so that the camera can. Yeah, there we go.
if this face can there's hope for you.
Oh, I just noticed.
Wait.
I just noticed Rory's in chat. Hi, Rory. I'm currently working on more furniture for you.
Yeah, if this face can get some, there's hope for the rest of you all onto that.
Maximum Roger Rabbit and Jessica Rabbit shenanigans going on right there.
Okay. That is making me what? Can Chosen Undead, like, you know...
I don't think those parts even work anymore. You are dead.
I mean, I feel like when you're in human form, maybe you can do the deed. But no, when you're beef jerky, I'm pretty sure that stuff is shriveled up and gone.
Well, anyway, I think we should.
I mean, when you reattaining your humanity is, for all intents and purposes, mostly aesthetic more than anything. Because in your core, you are still a revived corpse. You are still cursed.
Hey man, we took down the dragon.
Why? Thou hast defeated Calamite? Wondrously played. Lord Gwyn's blessing upon thee.
I'll kick his ass later.
beast will never take to the skies again.
Uh-oh.
Talk with him a little bit more.
Dragons shall never be forgotten. We knights fought valiantly, but for every one of them, we lost 70 of our own. Exhilaration, pride, hatred, rage. The dragons teased out our dearest emotions. Thou will understand one day. With our twilight, old thoughts return in great waves of nostalgia. Ah, this great bow, I shan't need it, with no dragons to hunt. I know not if a human could even operate it. But here, thy need outweighs mine.
I also broken.
Whoa!
Wait a bit. But it's still there.
Yeah, don't worry
Shrunk it.
about that.
I suspect thou hast taken a gander at it, but the dark of the abyss, which swallowed poor Artorias, threatens to devour our entire land of Ulasil. It seems that this dire fate is unavoidable, but seduced by a dark serpent or no, they awoke that thing themselves and drove it mad. One's demise is always one's own making. If thine wish is to succeed poor Artorias and challenge the spread of the dark, then thou must face Manus, father of the abyss. The dark emanates from Manus himself. Even if this land shall expire, thou may be able to prevent further corrosion. But even so, one day the flames will fade, and only dark will remain, and even a legend such as thyself can do nothing to stop that. Now, do not mistake my words. I cherish my work. Wood carving is a nuanced art. I would have much to talk about with that blacksmith. In truth, how is the old chap, I wonder? Still hammering away, I should hope.
I'm assuming that's talking about the one in Orlando onto that.
Yep.
Now, do not
Speaking of, I think you can,
farewell, proud
I think he
human.
still has a couple of
Every
carvings that you've
honor
yet
be
to
bestowed
acquire.
upon thee.
Let's purchase them.
Oh,
A craftsman must be compensated for his wondrous work. So yeah,
Ooh.
hello.
thank
Oh.
you.
Burn you.
And yeah, his
Farewell, proud
So,
human.
okay, I think I
now check out the
that-
great bow before you disappear.
Okay, yeah. Can we go and kill Priscilla since we're almost done? Didn't you say, Brandon, you didn't want us to kill her onto that before?
This guy is a fickle creature.
And no, we're not going back to the Painted World just to kill one person onto that to be petty. No.
So if you had a bit more dexterity, you could use this bow.
Oh yeah. 20. If I add 8 more onto that,
Yeah. Honestly, like, it's not even that big of a strength requirement to use this bow.
Great bow used by
Hell,
Hawkeye. Yeah.
I think my character could use the bow,
There
honestly.
you go. Lord of Winds, 4 knights for Dragon Slaying. This bow is larger than even those used by famed Dragon Slayers. Only their leader had the strength to handle it. I just want to see how does it look on a good lord.
Good lord, it's
That
you.
is a big bow.
Big bow.
Big bow for big boys.
Big men.
Now, it is actually possible to kill Go here and get his armor set.
No.
That armor set is the epitome of this shit was not designed for your character's proportions. It looks bad on you.
Is there lore stuff you want to talk about with what you talked about? Because it felt like there was a lot on to that.
There's is indeed a lot. Big thing is, yeah, Kath is indeed the shit child of legend who constantly just like, I want humanity to fuck themselves over and cause some dark shit to start going up. I want the dark parties all day, every day. He's
know
been
what you
doing it
guys
since ancient years.
You know what you guys need? To dig up the corpse of Manus, primeval man, and feed off his humanity.
Fucking... Yeah, that guy knows what's up. And Goth is definitely has a lot of time to contemplate. Like, despite the fact that he's a Knight of Gwyn, he is very aware of the inevitability of the Age of Dark. Which is kind of interesting considering the fact that he is one of Gwyn's knights, and the greatest apex of their world was at the peak of the Age of Fire, which we're still in. Like,
I think
in this point of the age, that we're still in the Age of Fire.
I think probably by being a giant, and giants were cut, from what I understand, are kind of on the outside of their society. Onto that, he could maybe he kind of saw the writing on the wall, sort of deal on that. Potentially, and I was like, oh yeah, these guys are gonna get really full of themselves and just like not
necessarily that, but he did make the mention of everyone's demises of their own doing, so he's probably also seen it mostly with humans because, man, we suck. I mean, the fact that like we don't have an item that will talk about it, but Go's helmet. He's not actually blind, but his helmet has been packed with poisonous resin that has made him functionally blind. We don't know who did this, but chances are it was humans that saw him as a giant and did the human thing of prejudice up the fucking wazoo. But he's still a kind enough being that even in the face of that, he still just does his thing, helps out those around, and commits himself to a craft that he finds joy in.
Real quick, I think you said there was a second thing for us to do.
Yeah, human up while you're here.
Okay.
Like, we don't get much out of Kieran. All we know is that she clearly has some large affection for Artorias, and therefore people make a lot of ship art of her with him because you have nothing else to do with her.
Oh,
Did we
Kieran.
even meet her onto it? I forget.
She was the one at the gravestone praying after you killed Artorias, and we gave her his soul.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Like, you can fight her and kill her and take her armor, but like, other than just it being someone with some big dex weapons, there's not much to it. All right, go ahead and just walk down the zone. Like, it's kind of funny that the two that are proper boss fights are the ones with the least amount of personality, which means that a lot of people can do a lot of things for their fan fiction. Those being Ornstein and Artorias, of course. Which, actually, fun fact, in an earlier build of the game, or at least that is not who we want.
That is not it at all.
Uh-oh.
This is
kind of the invasion hotspot.
It is the hotspot. And he's doing
Oh god, they've got
The
ninja
ninja
flip.
flipper!
well, at least he's wearing a set that is a... Oh yeah, he's doing all the stuff. And homing soul mass. And dark magic.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got the dark poison. Don't stay too close or you'll get poisoned. Yeah, this person's got gimmick builds going on for funsies. And that's the Moonlight Butterfly Spear.
Bro actually made the Moonlight Butterfly Spear.
Yeah, no. This person's playing some gimmick-as gimmick stuff, which is actually at least more interesting than your usual stuff.
Then Giant Dad number 542.
What's their name? Pork Bun?
Yeah, pork bun.
Something like that.
Delicious. Yeah, no. It's gonna be an uphill battle fight. Go for that backstab.
Oh,
The definition of a back is quite limber in this franchise.
Ah!
Oh,
just barely.
I can go for those big stabs. And since they're using magic stuff, even Havel's armor's not going to do a lot.
You can see a little blue come out of it.
So she's a blue blood, don't you know? That's how he was able to get all the sexual intercourse.
Okay, I call shenanigans on that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wake up parry to see if you do any wake up attacks.
Well, time to
Disappointing!
time to humanity up again!
Yep. Thanks, Dark Souls community. I totally don't dislike you in ways.
I could just turn off invasions on
It's called going offline.
I don't want to do that!
Exactly! I want to be able to put on the roleplay tag and say, I'm up into this shit, otherwise leave me alone.
You know what? They're right. Humanity fucking sucks.
Alright, so let's run down the zone again and hopefully the
Invade
respawn. Yeah, we don't. Thankfully, we're not using the fingers that give us more invasions. Do kill these guys because we don't want them to get in our way.
In DS2, you can torch a human effigy at a bonfire. That turns off invasion. Does it also turn off NPC invasions, or is it just player ones?
I don't know, it's been too long since I've looked into anything Dark Souls 2 related. There's one more guy behind you, I think.
Oh wait, hold on.
Yeah, don't get yourself killed.
Also, you've been noticing I've been having a look down to that. So, funny story. My mom recently, out of nowhere, just decided she was gonna get a slushie machine. I don't know why she did, but she did onto that. And now she is making milkshakes. So, like, 10 minutes before stream, she's like, hey, you want a milkshake? Okay. And I'm trying to have it as fast as I can, but also try not to have it too fast enough to have a frozen headache onto that, because that'd not be very good for stream onto that.
It wouldn't be ideal. It would be funny, though. There we are.
Marvel's Chester!
Turn around.
I'm gonna get into a...
Pat, turn around. Just make sure you see what's going on, because he's got range. And he's got good range. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna come to you.
Alright. Oh no, these arrows are right in my crotch.
He's gonna stop the Submedulla bloodline right now.
The bloodline must continue!
Oh,
Look who it is.
Motherfuck!
And he's got freaking fighting game kicks and shit.
You cannot tell me this dude was not just like the twinkle in Miyazaki's eye for Bloodborne on that.
Look at this guy's lows.
Oh god.
Motherfucker's throwing roses.
Like, look at this freaking moveset. I don't think anyone else in the game has anything remotely like that. Alright, that's what we came to see. So now go back and talk to him.
Hey, Chester, what the fuck was that shit?
Because remember, invading is not the same as getting killed in real life. Don't fall in. That woman's still screaming. Oh, look at this guy patiently waiting for you to come back.
Now he's dead.
I'm sorry.
Some woman going with
Barbarian
a
woman.
nude build. Respect.
I want to go to Artorias' grave and just throw down a very good.
Across the bridge.
Hey dude, what up?
Hey Chester, what the fuck?
You. You have quite some nerve, or are you just thick? Fine then. What is it that you need? Well, you've quite the nerve. I've had enough of you. Well,
Dude's
you've quite
pissy
the
that you
nerve.
dared
I've
to
had
fight
enough
back,
of you.
and now he's throwing a hissy fit. What a twat.
Bro, you ambushed me on that.
Alright. Let's head back down into the abyss.
Alright.
And then let's try and follow that cat again.
Before we went on a side trip to fight a dragon, as you
Yeah, we were
tend to do.
following it. You ever follow a cat and then you're suddenly like, oh, dragon. You have to step on it, yeah.
Okay,
So I
well,
believe
I
there should
do
be some
think,
messages that tell you where the cat was left off, so turn around.
It should be behind you.
Yeah,
Like, this was also a path we could go.
that's progress. I'll tell you that for free.
Ah, okay. They're well ahead. Get
swing.
off of my space.
Also, unsurprising, because these guys are just...
I just what?
I love when my internet freaks out when I want to have a discussion. Fuck you, Discord. Because these guys are just floating humanity, they drop humanity. So this is the best place to farm humanity.
Look at the baby humanity.
Yeah, look at that baby you just murdered. Also, look at what's happening in that magic circle.
Good lord, what's happening over there?
Boy!
Poppy!
Goodbye!
Poppy! Good job, Pat. You saved the dog. And you got a shield out of it.
Great you.
Read that shield.
Ooh, damn.
It is a great shield.
Great shield used by Knight Artorias, who succumbed to the Abyss. Artorias, deeply scarred by the Abyss, it's used this to form a barrier to protect his compatriot, Seath. Although this strained the shield, the magic defense still remains high.
So Artorias does not fight with a single greatsword. He actually typically fights with his big sword and a big shield. But before he made it to us, well, as you saw, his left arm was busted as shit. Which means he went and fought, took a hit so bad that his shield couldn't stop it, and broke his arm. And in order to drag himself out, he left it behind to protect his good dog, while finally losing his mind when he made it to the Colosseum. Which does indeed tell you, hey, a boss in this area might have an attack that you can't block. Keep in mind. Okay, that's a half-lie. If you have a big enough poise and enough stamina, you can block said attacks. However, the average player is not going to be at that strong nature, so just good to keep that in mind. There, that thing is. Pat, you can just murder them. Murder your fellow man. That's what we've been doing this entire game.
We need to get this dark party started. Right, well, I don't know if that certainly was very trustworthy.
You just killed a twin.
Twins.
You are, as you can see, you are just dropping in humanity pickups. So yeah, anyone that wants to do a lot of invading comes to the DLC, just amasses all of the stuff, and then has a good time.
This is one of the few times we can actually benefit doing the side effects. Where is it? Humanity! For the fuck of it! Yeah.
That is how you get extra heals in a boss fight if you're going to be one of those people. You did get a new spell.
Right.
You can read that. Right at the bottom.
Black
There it is.
Flame!
Black Flame.
Pyromancy discovered by the Dark of the Abyss by a pyromancer who wandered into the Ulasil. Conjure a great black flame in one's palm. Black flames are weighty and inflict physical damage, enough to smack away the mightiest shields, and it doesn't require anything. Yes!
It is still pyromancy.
Yep.
Okay, so that might be our
Oh,
secondary one on that.
I believe that is the spell of choice used by Mr. Big Dad
Mhm.
as sort of their fallback option.
Yeah. Want to get some range up in there.
Very.
We want to take into some lore considerations. A black flame definitely has some interesting concepts. Also, fuck this bitch.
You're coming with me. It'd be very dark.
It do be.
Darker yet darker.
It is the abyss.
Did the roaring fraud come down here and open up a dark fountain?
For humanity.
Gee, it's like we tore up a grave and this has just been going nuts.
Alright. There be our gate.
Now, make your way down to there, and when you do, I will tell you about something neat to keep an eye out for. This is a bad area to try and do big swings. The White Slab.
What is that one for?
That is for max level divine or occult weapons. When you really want to say, God, I want a big favor. Or you're like, fuck you, God, I want to kill you. Whatever your preference.
Those seem like very opposite ends of a spectrum.
And yet are actually on the same coin. You have to believe in God to want to kill him.
I guess.
Am I wrong?
Not incorrect.
Alright.
Alright,
So,
time to pop
first-
another humanity.
Yeah. Alright, so two things I can inform you about when we're sitting outside this boss gate. Spoilers. One is, if you walk up to about where that message is, and just kind of look down to the right. You can't really see it here, but the boss room is down there. And the boss is loaded in.
So you could if
If
you
you-
could glitch yourself down, you could start the fight without having to do the floodgate?
No.
No. What you can do
You
is,
can-
if you have a bow with enough range, and a ring that helps increase that bow range, you can take a crap ton of pot shots at the boss. Then you can walk into the boss fight. Then when it starts, he will start with however much damage you have dealt to him, up to and including basically dead.
Yeah, there's a few bosses you can lame out like this. Like, Sif is one I didn't discover until Zero Lenny did his following the IGN guide playthrough.
I did see that in
Don't
my
go-
recommendation.
don't go through just yet.
Times.
Now, the other thing, there is someone that you can summon for the fight. However, their summon sign is in the boss room.
Oh.
So, if you have a moment to try and look at the ground, see if you can find said summon sign. For they don't necessarily need to win with them, but I do want to show them off.
Alright.
Go on.
Oh. Is this the final boss of the DLC?
Yep.
Yes. 4 bosses. They don't flood you with bosses in the DLCs. At least in Miyazaki games.
Wah!
It's Manos! Hand to fate!
Vavago!
Oh, it's so blue.
Oh no, my skin is becoming radioactive. Oh god. What the fuck?
That's one big man, baby. There they are.
Go, dog!
Hopper!
That's right. You can call in the goodest boy of this universe.
Behold the assistance of a dog. Go, Torgal!
Yeah. It's not Torgal.
Unfortunately, I can't.
They got
launch
combo
with the
strings.
combo.
Keep them in mind. Now, do remember the pendant in your back pocket. It will be useful.
In place, sound effect there, huh? Whoa,
That happens. Dark Rain.
Okay, understand.
Good recovery.
Understand. I use that stab attack more.
Yeah. It's only able to be used on roll wake up, so
Wow. Wow.
We got combo.
he got a combo launcher into juggle. That's like a 7-hit combo. And if he hits you at any point during that combo string, you will take the full damage. Good roll.
Ah, yeah!
And done.
First try.
First try.
Honestly, I thought Manus was going to give you a lot more shit than that.
Yeah, there was a potential. Now turn around. Hey Dusk, you saved her. Also, you got 10 humanity off of killing him.
This is the lady that
She's
was
just-
crying earlier after that?
No. That's just some background screamer who will never stop. I think they hired her to do that screaming, honestly. So yeah, she has nothing to say. She's still getting used to working off the trauma of being kidnapped by this abomination.
I did it!
Now, Pat, now that you have time travel, Sif, the Great Wolf, imagine if you had done a sequence of events different. Don't actually spend this yet. I want to save it for something else. Imagine if you did a sequence of events where you came to the past, saved the world, saved that dog, but then had to go back to the present and kill them
No.
4 kings. Guess what?
What?
The devs accounted for that. And there's an alternate cutscene when you go fight Sif.
Oh. Interesting.
We will watch that later. And that is one of the big things of people ask of, should this player do the DLC before meeting Kaith, or do they just throw Kath in the trash and get a cool cutscene? For the sake of content, we chose Kath, but that is what the power of YouTube is for.
Alright.
Alright, first, let's return to the Ulasil Garden and tell Elizabeth the Mushroom we did it.
Sanctuary! Where is she? Over here?
Mushroom Grandmommy.
I have awaited thee. Thou hast rescued Princess Dusk and rid us of that terrible primeval human, even halting the spread of the abyss. I salute the
For now.
grandeur of thine enterprise. Please allow me to express my gratitude. I thank thee, as do we all.
Behold, the best healing item
I
in the
will
game.
remember thee, but I will keep thy story to myself. This is the best way, for thou art come from a time far ahead. No one will sing thy praises, but yet thy greatness shall live on, for it shall be my purpose to remember all thou hast done for us.
This makes sense. It would be a little awkward if the stories of the times changed to say, and then the time traveler Trunks showed up in the past and murked all the bad guys.
So
The
Artorias
end.
just got all of my credit for it. Okay, alright.
Well, do you want to Marty McFly yourself out of existence?
Yeah, imagine how things would change if that happened.
Where? There it is.
Yeah.
Rarely restores HP for a limited duration. Large medicinal mushroom, Elizabeth, keeper of the sanctuary. Eating this mushroom will invigorate the flesh and greatly restore HP for a limited duration. Its drastic effect can make a good difference between a warrior's life and death.
So big heal and regeneration on top of it.
Is your
Alright,
unstuck
now-
fire on a big ass boss for New Game Plus or stuff like that?
Pretty much. But I think you can only get those 3 per playthrough. Alright, now before we level up or do anything else, I want to show you something else. Go toward where you fought the Chimera from here.
Back here.
Yes. Then slow your roll here. And look to the side.
What?
There are 2 now. Get out. Run away.
Barely missed.
That is how you get the tail if you missed it. Just fight the same boss twice at the same time because fuck you, the devs don't like you.
I love DS2's third expansion.
Not yet, Pat.
because
Alright, we are done with the DLC. Now let's go to Firelink Shrine.
One last time. Someone dude, like get that bonfire sword out of your chest. That can't be healthy.
And now we're gonna go underneath the aqueduct to go talk to Dom Hall.
Alright, that's the merchant that was inside.
Other side. You're gonna have to go
it was
towards the
bridge.
parish, but then do the jump into the potential death.
Oh, right, okay.
Hey guys, I'm back.
Stop.
Alright. And then just tease it. Alright.
That-
Hello, Dom Hall.
I didn't expect to meet anybody here. I suppose great minds think alike, eh?
Bro, I appreciate being a bit of a standoffish individual, but this is a little ridiculous. Alright,
Artorias!
let's have a read of these items.
Helm of Artorias the Abyss Walker, one of Gwyn's 4 knights. The death of the helm owner can be surmised from the corrosive dark of the abyss and the musty azure blue tassel. Once a symbol of pride and glory. Okay. The death of their owner can be surmised from the corrosive dark of the abyss, which is comprised their protective utility.
Compromised. So, every boss that has armor
that
that
is a
can be
shame,
purchased
but no
can be
matter.
purchased.
No, not
If you feel
Don't
like
take
having
it.
something
When
for
always
funs
available,
and
not every
shits and
trade
giggles
will.
and cosplays,
There'll be
you may
more in
purchase
store
it
for us
now.
Someday.
Otherwise-
Sometime.
Put it into a level if you want.
I shall.
Yeah,
The option is yours.
I don't think we found it, but Dusk's armor set should have been gettable at some point. I
Yes,
think we
it's
might have
out-
missed it.
it's. I don't think we missed it. I think it's currently sitting outside the portal.
I feel we should
The portal.
actually check like its stats compared to yours. What you're
They will
wearing.
not be as strong as what you're wearing now.
Well, that is
I
a
think
shame.
we'll just stick
but
with.
no
Most-
matter.
I think this is
No,
just
not
some
to worry.
Medulla's final look at this point. So.
Fair
Yes.
enough.
This is
I wanted to get
you want
the
to
options.
test out,
No,
you want to
I
test out
do
the
think
new
I
pyromancy
think
we got?
Oh yeah, let's try
Oh,
the
yeah.
pyromancy on this fuck.
Yeah, we still have a pyromancer at Firelink, right?
No, I mean like let's literally throw the fireball at someone.
Oh,
Like,
right,
like
right.
test it.
Right. Got ya.
It's like, I don't remember if it's a fireball or a combustion.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a
Combustion,
combustion.
okay.
Okay, so just a short
Which
range
that works
fast
pretty
attack
well.
onto that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, short range, just splat. Shotgun.
Yes, Shao Major, right in time for WrestleMania!
All right.
After a bit of a side tangent in a separate division, Submadula is now ready for
Terrific to see us
WrestleMania.
both in one piece, and pray that you never go hollow.
So now we can talk about what happens to NPCs if we actually complete their quest lines. So first, let's look at Griggs over there. So Griggs, once Master Logan leaves to the archives, he picks up some of Logan's tomes and is like, hey, I'm going to try and follow Logan, but I want to teach you all these spells first. You purchase out all the items, he teaches you everything he knows, and then he tries to follow Logan to Anor Londo. Unfortunately, Griggs is not Logan, Griggs is not Tarkus, Griggs is not you. So he gets halfway through Sen's Fortress, gets walled incredibly hard, dies a bunch, and ultimately loses his mind, forced to wander around the corridors to never ever make it to his hero ever again. And then you put him out of his misery and take whatever he had left. Logan,
Wah, wah.
while doing his great research in Anor Londo's Duke's archives, he starts to go so nuts with his research that he eventually decides that in order to try and get onto the greater level and become even closer to Seath, he will go into the chamber where you fought Seath the first time.
That
Strip
can't
nude.
well.
Stripped nude except for the hat, because the hat has to stay on. It stays on during bed, don't you know? And will just try and kill anyone that comes into the room while using the highest level crystal sorceries within the game. You kill him, you can grab his clothes that he left on the ground, and that is the end. Just like Seath, he ultimately succumbs to madness in his pursuit for knowledge.
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting case for Big Cat Logan. He doesn't go hollow, he goes mad.
Yeah, it's similar
Also, I
with
think he turns a little blue.
Artorias. I'm not sure about that. Potentially.
Yeah, 'cause I think he
Similar
just-
to Solaire, where Solaire doesn't actually go hollow. He gets he just loses his mind by a combination of elation, but also literal poison that is sapping his mind due to the sunlight maggot injecting it into his body.
Is there anything more for Solaire's plotline now that we saved him at this point?
We
or-
will get to that
We'll get to it.
in a minute. Petrus here, we kind of covered everything. Talk to him real fast. We can see if he may have
I'm sorry.
triggered the last
Miracles,
thing.
was it? Sometimes I lose myself.
So, purchase items. Check his... Okay, so I think because we fucked up his quest line, he is not going to follow through on his final event. I've talked about it a bit before, but after saving Rhea from the catacombs, Petrus, having been revealed as a shitbag, will casually mention, oh, you saved her, did you? Well, it's not going to do her a lot of good. Then he laughs a bit evilly. And over the course of the game, if you do not kill him, he will murder Rhea, take some of her stuff, and just try to walk it off. Thankfully, in our case, he could not do that, so now he just kind of sits here constantly trying to keep up his facade. We talked about it with Rhea before. Either she gets murked by Petrus, or she lives long enough to teach you everything she knows, and then one of Seath's kidnappers takes her to the Duke's archives, where she loses her mind and goes hollow in there as well.
Kind of depressing, admittedly, by like mid-game, we had a bunch of people around here, and now right before we head to the final battle, there's practically no one at this point.
This game, Dark Souls, and most of Miyazaki's games are ultimately stories of tragedy.
Except for Patches. Patches just yucks around.
Yeah.
Patches is an enigma because he's a reference. He gets to move past the restraints of the plot.
You motherfucker.
That's hilarious. Is there
Fucking
anyone else I'm missing? Normally we would have Ingward, the keeper of the Lock of New Londo, would show up here as well. He doesn't really have much plot to him. His story more or less starts and ends when it comes to the Four Kings. Though some greater lore about the channelers themselves is that there were 3 that were present when they flooded New Londo. One of them, we find their corpse hanging out, I think, in Blighttown, or the Depths, one of the 2. The other one is actually hanging out with, I think, Lautrec, of all people, as a summon. Potentially could be either them from another world, or even the one from your world that he called in as a striker. And then Ingward, who is the only one left. So basically, one person left and died, the other person said, fuck this, I am out, and Ingward is the only real one who actually kept to his goddamn job.
Alright, dude, take us. Wake up! It's time for WrestleMania! Get up!
Wake the fuck up!
I'm fine.
What?
Well,
What?
and wide
Wait.
awake.
Is it
Not treat me
time
like
for
an
Evo
old
already?
withering snake.
Also, fun
feels like
fact,
last year's was just yesterday?
if you feed, like,
I am
Frampt
pleased
will
to see you
always
well. Is it something
pay out
urgent?
souls in relation to whatever you feed him, as the resident trash bin. If you feed him some items pertaining to certain characters, notably Smo, Seath the Scaleless, and I think some DLC stuff, you only get 1 single soul paid out for it. The dude is biased to some twats.
Yep,
Smo.
Smo
1 soul. I think it's because he thinks Smo is kind of an asshole.
Rubbish.
Oh yeah, Manus is. Oh yeah, one interesting thing about Manus' soul, if you haven't.
Oh yeah,
read
we need to
that,
read that. We didn't read that. We should read that.
Oh yeah, I'm just seeing. Crystal shield.
Just-
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
okay,
he doesn't
so
like crystals, which are relate to Seath, because
yeah,
Seath
to
is
see-
crystals.
Yeah. If there's
So yeah,
anything-
outside of literal garbage and things that he perceives as garbage,
Oh,
most things are
oh.
of more value. Yeah, so
Chandler.
his channelers. Yeah, those are Seath's channelers. So
Okay.
even in this day and age, more crystal stuff.
More Seath. Ugh.
All these years later, Frampt was just like, man, fuck Seath, he's kind of a bitch.
Like, look, I'm tricking people into burning themselves into the fire onto that, but man, fuck that guy. Yeah.
He gives us primordials a bad name.
Chosen undead. I remember.
Yeah, okay. Right,
Yeah,
right.
check out
It was the soul.
First of all, look at the icon for that thing.
Look at the Voidusty right there.
With and if you look close inside of it, there is a humanity bundled
Yeah.
inside of it.
Soul of Manus, Father of the Abyss. This extraordinary soul is vicious.
Viscous.
Viscous, sorry. Lukewarm lump of gentle humanity. Ancient Manus was clearly once human, but he became the Father of the Abyss after his humanity went wild, eternally seeking his precious broken pendant. Oh, so that was his.
And that's why he reached out to
So-
you. Not this one. That's Artorius's.
Oh.
The one that you found in the crystal golem that
Oh.
you used to unlock the DLC. That was a Manus's pendant.
Is it
So, Manus' soul can be turned into one of 2 things. It can be turned into, I believe, a sorcery catalyst.
very well? Then.
But
stay
weirdly,
still for a
if you
moment.
give it to the crows, it turns into a spell, because they didn't have spell boss merchants at this point in the series.
Yeah. That'll get corrected in the future sequels.
Dude is just eating an actual rock. Boy,
He's probably
He's
probably
used to
had
it.
weirder stuff.
Right.
All right, let's feed those Lord Soul remnants into here.
Offer the title belts.
Now, I want you to walk in to the entryway. Just take in what's happening.
Oh. Silver Knights?
Black Knights, actually.
Oh, Black.
Those is a great representation of the souls of the Black Knights that were charred in the war, not able to cross over, so they just eternally walk between the depths between the Kiln with the First Flame and Lordron. Also, just take in the vista here.
Good lord.
I love this zone.
Also, we're outside? Question mark?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have stepped into a different place entirely.
Yeah, like given the entryway,
Oh,
there's definite implication that the Kiln exists kind of outside reality.
Yeah, I'm like, is this like
Also,
a location of like the afterlife or something like that kind of deal?
This
That's kind of
is
the vibe
quite
I'm
likely
getting.
where creation created itself.
this is essentially the heart of the world.
Yeah.
Like, its literal heart.
And also, this is the only place where
Also,
Black Knights
yeah, this
respawn.
is who knows, maybe we might get that Black Knight Greatsword.
Yeah.
You know,
Right before the final boss.
I am kind of thinking this Ash is kind of reminding me a bit of like, I know it's way later, but like Dark Souls 3 main poster art I know is like the entire thing is like all ashed up and stuff like that. So.
We'll get to DS3 and my feelings on what it means. That's gonna be a very interesting playthrough.
Red Titanite chest.
Chunk. Yeah, so this is where you farm your chunks to be able to do all your big upgrades, as well as get the weapons from the knights if you want them.
Is there a scene? Okay, there we go. I was like, how open is this zone?
It's a lot. It's very linear.
It just gives off the impression that it's bigger than it actually
exactly.
is.
Which is the best kind of zones, honestly.
Kind of.
This is just kind of a walk to the end.
You know what? I'm kind of reminded a little bit, even though it's not like it's not exactly similar, but Elysium in Xenoblade 2. I'm kind of reminded of as well.
Yeah, like just I could see it. That's more of a desert. Tonight on WrestleMania, this man, the heavyweight champion, Sapadula, having gathered all the title belts across Lorgen, takes on the undisputed world champion.
Lord Win.
There it is.
Right at the end!
Hey, we got eight!
Right at the end of the game. Pat, actually, turn around. There's one more thing to do. Thank you, Internet, for freaking out right there.
Whoa!
And that is where you can cosplay as the Black Knight said. Let's give that a read.
Where are you, Black Knight? There we are. Knights followed Lord Wynn when he departed to link the fire, but they were burned to ashes in this newly kindled flame, wandering the world as disembodied spirits ever after. So I'm assuming any Black Knight is one that managed to get out of wherever this is onto that.
Their armor did. Those are very likely just hollowed corpses. I mean, corpses probably even being generous. The hollowed armor that remembers what their duty used to be and what they used to be stand for, but all they can do now is just wander, continuing to try and do what their duty used to be.
Oh wow!
You can fight ghosts the whole time. Also, yeah, it's a great armor set.
That's because it was the headpiece. I was like, what the fuck?
Like,
yeah,
it's not going to be as big of defense as compared to like the Giant's armor or Havel, but for the weight to defense ratio, it's one of the best in the game.
Let me actually. try and mess around a little bit. Just want to see how many would it take to get like fast roll on that. Just out of curiosity. Oh my god, look at his tiny little legs.
Yeah, we're so used to being bulk that it's weird to see us with anything else.
Okay, 2 onto that.
It's like seeing freaking Xenos in freaking Final Fantasy XIV without his usual armor. It's just
Yeah.
like, damn,
have a
dude.
dump truck.
Like, damn.
That's
Oh, you put on the thorns. Yeah, the thorns.
okay. Yeah, if you aren't doing like super strength build or you didn't get the father mask, I can see that definitely being a good armor set for.
Well, you can buy that from patches, so you don't have to rely on beta drop. All right,
Grossly incandescent.
this is your reward for saving Solaire,
One last ride to the end.
Let's go,
which
buddy.
also which I like to interpret as Solaire having ultimately fallen to his lowest point, failing to find his son, still found another chance to find a new purpose in life.
And that's helping you.
And that's to either help you, or even to potentially try to complete the prophecy on his own.
Yeah, I am surprised by that because from what I hear, most people end up failing to save him the first time. So it's actually
It is
like
it's so convoluted because you have to get to a rank on a covenant that's unrelated to him for a zone you probably don't know anything about yet, and go through a hidden passage you don't know exists.
I am surprised I managed to get that to stumble into that.
we did a little bit of shenanigans to help with that because if you weren't at level 2 with the Chaos Covenant, the door would never have opened for you. But it did also benefit us by the fact that because you get a really cool pyromancy out of it, it was none the wiser of a hint off for it.
Half ahead.
No, they are a liar. That is a liar.
Do not believe. Yeah. One
right.
more.
We go. Everybody,
Time
are you
for
ready
the
for
main
WrestleMania?
If we did not save Solaire, I would be present for this, but this is more appropriate.
All right, let's go, bro.
No countouts. No disqualification.
Wow. Whoa!
He has command grabs.
Get your hands off my body!
Oh, he just whiffed the command grab. Know your range. Good interrupt.
Congratulations, you are now the undisputed world champion.
That went kind of fast.
That's the point.
It was very. It really beat it.
He is a shell.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Read this.
Soul of Gwyn, Lord of Sunlight and Cinder, who linked the first flame. Lord Gwyn bequeathed most of the power of the gods and burned as cinder for the first flame. Even so, Lord Gwyn's soul is a powerful thing indeed.
So, what did the actual boss theme convey to you, Pat?
I definitely got the sense of just of sorrow of just like it kind of. I definitely got the sense of like, did this really mean anything? Kind of deal by the end of it. Sorry, like
Less that.
yeah, of like the idea that, you know, what was this all for at the end? Are you going to be happy with the end result? Onto that was kind of the idea I was getting from that theme.
I interpret it a different way. And it's less about you and it's more about Gwyn. First of all, I will tell you, do not activate that
Oh,
bonfire.
that's the fire
Yeah.
onto that? Okay.
Yes.
That is the like we are at the pick your ending Tron 9000.
Okay.
Yeah. The way I read Gwyn's theme is less a what does it all matter, and more a sadness of everything Gwyn has tried to do ultimately comes to him being just another person. He gave everything, literally everything that he had that he could give to try and keep his own people and the greater world in a place that he felt that they could continue to strive with. He gave constantly the power of his own soul to his most trusted allies, to those that he felt were deserving of it. And then when it came to try and push off the coming dark that we have seen in the past is bad. People are turning into mutants. People are becoming returning back into just shells of what may be humanity. And then you have Manus. He gave everything to try and keep the world lit. And he burned himself to nothingness. He is a shell of what used to be the greatest king of all time. He was just another person. There is a tragedy and a sorrow to even him in what he tried to do, and the purpose was ultimately selfless. He was just another person, just like everyone else. He may have been a god by definition, but he was still just another person. Now, this is where you get to choose. Do you light that flame, just like Gwyn did before you, and use all the remnants of your power to push off the Dark Soul curse for just a little bit longer, let the people of the now maybe have a bit of normalcy, but ultimately it will fade just as much as every other flame has before it? Or do you choose to take this power and walk away?
Okay, so I'm a little more conflicted about this after the DLC than I was.
Exactly! Exactly! That's what's so good about it!
So, because before I was very much let this flame die out onto that because of, you know, all of the conspiracy shit with an Orlando onto that they treat everybody else like trash onto that, and especially, like, you know, I was mentioning at Firelink, there's basically no one left there onto that. Like, what good is a world that does not care about its people and that they do not have a purpose in onto that? But at the same time, you're now kind of just letting anybody that does have hope onto that, you're pretty much guaranteeing them to die at that point, onto that with the dark, by bringing in the dark onto that, so...
And do you really want to trust? Do you really want to trust Kath, given all the shenanigans he's caused?
Yeah, like, Kath has been causing shit for millenniums. Because what the Dark Soul ultimately represents is not pretty. It is ugly. It is horrific. It is terrifying. But it is inevitable. Things will not be bright, cheerful, or glamorous in the coming years. There will be things that are not ideal. But we deal with it all the same. The big thing that you can choose is, do you try to allow some more light and keep it fleeting? Or do you embrace it and usher us into an era of, let's deal with what the future holds?
I think I'm in the mindset of that we're getting more and more diminishing returns by letting the flame go onto that. And I think the people in power and stuff like in Orlando and stuff like that have been abusing that for way for so damn long onto that. I think people of this world will survive without it onto that. So I don't think we're gonna flame it at this point onto that.
All right. If that is your choice, walk out that door. Fucking ass.
Oh,
Bless thy safe return. Let Karth and Framt serve your highness.
There were
We
more
are
of you,
here
fuck!
to serve your highness.
hey, Amphramp? What?
If you're not gonna light the flame, then why bother?
Let true dark be cast upon the world. Our Lord hath returned.
All hail the new Dark Lord of the Sith.
Sup, my doodla.
Darth
Now,
Medulla.
probably one of my favorite songs in this entire OST.
Because I've definitely heard it a few times that Miyazaki games very much of that there's not exactly a good ending. There's just endings onto that kind of deal.
They are tragedies.
Mm-hmm.
How much of it is your tragedy or the tragedy of the world that you are experiencing? But they are ultimately tragedies.
I will say, though, probably my favorite ending in the series is the one added in Scholar the First Sin in DS2. But we'll get to that much later.
I forget the specifics about it, but it is of a similar vein, yeah.
Alright. That be
Now-
Dark Souls.
But I do like the idea of the dark ending more because when you really think about it, like you mentioned, diminishing returns. What did we do in this game to amass the power that we had? We killed all the old gods. We killed every single remaining great creature and being around us, pulled that into a single ball, and we could have lit it. How long would that have possibly lasted for?
Yeah, I think
Because
they said
Gwyn
like
was
only was
the-
1,000 years onto that, I think.
Yeah, like Gwyn had the biggest, strongest soul out of everyone. He was functionally the god of gods. And his eventually burnt out just like all the rest. We don't even have a fraction of that left in this dying world. What would that possibly do before it burns out again? And then what? How many people would have to be collectively thrown in the fire to even come close, if it even could?
Mm-hmm.
The dark is ultimately inevitable. It's just a matter of, do you think it should come sooner or later?
I do like to personally think that the people left in the world will still find a way, you know, there is still a don't go hollow mentality to it all onto that. Because, you know, like if they were able to endure all the shit around them, I think they'll keep going onto that. They just need to find new purpose in life.
Like they will be changed. They will not be who they were, maybe physically or even mentally, but they will ultimately adapt because that is what humans ultimately do.
All right.
So, overall thoughts of the video game.
I am a little kicking myself that it took me this long to finally sit down and play Dark Souls onto that. To be fair, also, I do think even if it was a few years ago, with how I used to, like, think of games in my reviewing stuff, I'm not sure if I would have fully appreciated Dark Souls as much at that point onto it. But with my current perspective now, God, Dark Souls is so up my alley onto this. And I think the biggest thing that I was surprised by is, yes, the game is hard onto it, but I never felt like, with very few exceptions, I never felt like the game ever got bullshit onto me for that. Like, onto that. I think the challenge felt just about right for most of the game onto that. And, I wasn't sure if I was really gonna get into, like, the story and stuff like that, but I think it's one of those... I can definitely see why at first you might check out onto it, but I think by the time you get to the second half and start really understanding how the world actually works and such, then I think it gets a lot more interesting at that point.
I have a engine.
I have a engine. God, that is the stamp mark of this generation onto that is having on that.
Ain't it?
Yeah.
By the way, did you know that Voice Sakuraba was the one who worked on the soundtrack, aka the Tales of guy?
Oh, it is the Tales of guy onto that, really?
Yep.
Yep, and loop right back.
Anyway, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Have the stupid father
Yes,
onto that
indeed.
again.
The dark sign brands the undead.
Yeah. Same cutscene. Only thing different is you are in your entire kit. Hey for funsies, go fight the first boss.
Yeah, I got that.
Show how strong you've become.
Bust down this door. Let me out of Dark Lord coming through.
Yeah.
Excuse me, pardon me.
Like, I won't say that people that look at Dark Souls and say that's not my cup of tea are necessarily wrong. Like, people are entitled to their opinions, but I do think a lot of the hearsay has done more molding of people's perception of the franchise than the series is on its own merits.
Yeah, I understand. I think I truly understand that curse of Dark Souls that I've heard a few times on that, where I think what the game is marketed as and what it actually is are two very different beasts onto that, I think, overall. Let's go and pick the suit up.
Yeah, Asylum Demon. I ain't the same I ain't the same piece of blue jerky you encountered so many months ago.
Alright, come on,
And we have the first challenger for the world undisputed title. Oh wow. Okay, maybe
Look at you
NG
just
Plus, but
shred.
still... Might take a few cycles
Vaporize the
to ramp
poor
back up.
fucker.
Excellent. Beautiful.
Is that a new weapon?
That is one that
that's
can
the weapon
only be
you-
earned when you kill him in this encounter.
I think the only way you could probably do that beforehand is if you got like with one of those gifts at the beginning.
Yep,
Black fire bombs, baby.
You have to use the black fire bombs to do it. I actually did it in one of my alt characters.
You know what? So does Oscar live if you do that, or?
Nope.
No, he'll die
can't
eventually.
Oh.
You have to still do the full area.
Yeah, you have to go talk to him, kill him, and or get him killed. You can swipe at him if you want to, but yeah, you do still have to interact with Oscar.
I will park him by a.
Yeah, just hang out.
Yeah, so we can. Actually, you know what? Hold on. We'll just park by the bonfire onto that one.
Where it is what the bonfire's purpose is.
Yeah. But yeah, no. I think I really enjoyed myself onto it. I definitely think the lowest part is definitely that second half onto that, and I'd say it's mostly once you're going after Seif and Lost Eyes onto that are like the two biggest culprits onto that. I didn't mind Two of the Giants that much onto it. I think as long as you have a lantern on you, I think it's pretty fine, all things considered, onto that.
Yeah, you don't try being all brash about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, especially now, I'm kind of in the mindset of this is almost like an RE4 kind of thing where, like, I beat the game and it's like, I want to be able to play it again.
There you go. Pat, you can also
We
now
did
see
it!
why this game is indeed speedrunner crack.
Oh, yeah, I need to see a speedrun of the game now.
We freed our souls! What do we do now? Want to play again? Dun, 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 dun,
All right.
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, But
There's a reason I kept making side characters, because I would catch up to where you are with my Prunus character and be like, I want to keep playing those. So then I just start a new character and start going with a new playstyle, because this game is very much that kind of vibe of, it's restricted in just enough of a way that I like to wiggle around in the boat.
But yeah, no, I am kind of surprised at how, like, I get it that Demon Souls was technically the first one, but for a brand new series, kind of, or a spiritual successor, I am surprised by how well it feels like this game has held up onto that in terms of your design on that overall. This game has a very, I feel like, maybe not since something like Ace Attorney or something like that has there been a series that I've like played that I've been like cautious on playing to instantly became a big new fan of very fast as this, I think, onto that. So yeah, I am a Fromsoft fan now, and we will definitely be playing for the rest of them. That is for sure.
Very good, very good.
DS2's gonna be weird!
Oh,
Not bad, but weird.
So, I feel like DS2 is the game I have heard everything on, but nothing about at the same time onto that.
Yep.
Perfect. Maybe when you stream that, that'll be the playthrough where I actually finish a playthrough personally.
But yeah, I guess for you guys, if there's anything you feel like about Dark Souls 1 now that this, or like revisiting it thanks to this playthrough onto that for you guys.
I don't think there's much more I can say. Also, yes, we are pulling up the Plague of Gripes animation when we're done with this freaking stream. This is gonna happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think there's much more I can really say that hasn't been said over the course of the entire game. Like, it is absolutely a Resident Evil 4 of like, I just like going back to it and just playing through it. It has the right speed, the right vibe, the right difficulty level consistency. And the fact that I play so many times does help with that, because it's just like, I know where I can go and where I want to go. But it just hits that comfortable vibe while still making me actually engage with the video game. I don't turn my brain off.
Yeah, okay, because I've seen talk in chat. I thought I've said it a few times, but yeah, next time we head into a FromSoft game, it's gonna be Bloodborne onto that. I know DS2 is technically next, but if there's one FromSoft game I have wanted to play so damn bad, it's Bloodborne onto that. And I wanted to play Dark Souls first to get a proper understanding of what this genre was like, just because I've heard Bloodborne is so different than the rest of them.
It's got the same foundation, but it has been adjusted in a way that matches what the devs clearly enjoy out of their games now.
Yeah, so Bloodborne will be next, and then probably that after that it might be a pull of like, okay, do you guys want Demon Souls or Dark Souls 2 after that? Because both are options.
Or alternatively, we could go Haiti and duck FromSoft to do Kingsfield, baby. Just rev up that PS1 emulator.
Christ. No, Armored Core 6, baby.
I need to play an Armored Core game at some point.
I bought 6. I've yet to boot it up.
But, yeah, man, I really enjoyed my time with this. I did not think I was gonna enjoy it as much as this. I put it down as like just you know, streamer game of hard onto it. It's like, oh wait, I actually really enjoy that shit. So, yeah, now I just get to play Dark Souls in my free time onto that. I'm very happy about that.
Also, I guess thing I can mention while we're here, you did get Gwyn's soul as an item that you can physically hold. You can take that to the giant blacksmith and make Gwyn's greatsword out of it. It's okay. Most boss weapons are kind of just okay.
Boss weapons in DS1 be like...
Honestly, in most Dark Souls games, I think like you get a weird mix of it in 2, but 3 I think was the one that was more consistent with boss weapons being viable.
I guess a question for for me when I want to play this game on my own. Do you think do you recommend doing New Game Plus onto that, or would you recommend just starting up a new file onto that for?
If you want to play around with different weapon types, I would recommend rocking a new character so that you can build it how you would like to. if you would like to just build upon what you have here and maybe just start adding more decks to your character, then you can play around with that.
I feel like Stumpmadula has hit his final form onto that, especially I got to 40 on all 3 of our major stats onto that. So.
You can always go higher. Like, because there's an achievement in this game to get all the rare weapons in the game, which includes every variation of the boss weapons that you can get, which means you have a minimum of 3 playthroughs you have to do to get every weapon type. So I wouldn't say intended, but they definitely encourage you to keep rocking the same character.
Yeah, I think...
But yeah, also the other thing you can get with Gwen's soul, if you are a Sunbro, you can take his soul, give it to the statue of Gwen's first son, probably, and you get the biggest lightning bolt you can huck.
Sunlight spear! Light!
Along came Zeus.
Literally, actually.
Alright.
Also, Gwen has an armor set you can get from the armor.
Oh yeah, you can get Gwen's.
boss armor. It looks funky.
Yeah, it clearly wasn't really meant for you.
Well, that will do it for our Dark Souls playthrough. Again, seriously, thank you guys for joining me, and thank you for the new people from the Dark Souls community that came in to watch me play onto that. Again, that was one of the things I was really surprised about. It was like how welcoming a lot of you guys were onto that. I was not prepared for that, really getting into this game, but yeah, so Bloodborne's not going to be immediately right after onto it, but it's probably going to be sooner rather than later onto that. As for what the next playthrough is, all I'll say is there might have been a September goal that I haven't done yet onto that we might need to do. I'll leave it at that for right now.
You do it on hero mode, right?
Dark Souls mirror mode onto that. Wow. Yeah, we're gonna, that'll do it. Again, thank you all for joining me and Supmadula, my blueberry muffin man, right over here on this.
Insight will make thee God. Insight will make thee God. Insight will make thee God.
Have a good night, everyone. Take care. Don't go hollow.